Hello guys, this is Alex here and Gavin. Some of you may know us, we are from the Growing Younger team. I'm the physio and Gavin is the personal trainer and nutritional coach. So Gavin is the expert today. We're going to discuss the ketogenic diet, and the title of the actual today's webinar is ketogenic diet right for you if you're over 40? So Gavin is going to reveal some breakthrough information for you. And he's going to answer some very interesting questions. As you're aware, ketogenic diet has been in the news, in the media, in the social media. So a lot of you can't wait to get some interesting information about this topic. Got anything else to add?
No, let's get it done. Let's go.
Cool. So we'll start running the slideshow. All right. Cool. So, yeah, the title of the webinar is the ketogenic diet right for you if you are over 40? And who will benefit from this webinar? You will obviously benefit from this webinar if you're over 40. If you heard about the new ketogenic craze and you are sort of interested in it, you're not quite sure if it's right for you, but you are sort of keen to give it a go. If you are confused by all this diet information and misinformation out there, and you just don't know who to believe and what to believe in, if you're finding it more difficult to keep the weight off as you get older, most of us can relate to that. When you were sort of in your 20s, you could eat whatever you like, you could do whatever you like, you keep the weight off. But as you get older, you really have to watch what you eat, because every burger shows on your midsection quite easily. If you tried to lose a few kilos in the past and you failed, again, quite a few of us probably can relate to that too. Also, you will benefit from this webinar if you found a diet that works. So if your goal is to lose some weight, but you found that that diet gives you a lot of side effects. So we're going to kind of touch on that a little bit as well. And if you are wondering about whether a ketogenic diet is safe for you, particularly if you're over 40, because our bodies change as we start to age a little bit, and we're going to specifically talk about about this diet in relation to people who are over 40. So what led us to this webinar? What has pushed us to present on this topic today? Obviously, there's an increasing presence of ketogenic diets in the social media, in sort of general media, on TV, on the internet. Some of my own patients, me being a physio, I see a lot of people every day, and some of them actually ask me, have you heard about keto diet? Is it actually good? Is it real? Is it actually healthy? Because I'm a physio, it's not exactly my area of expertise. So that's why we brought in Gavin today. He's the real expert in nutrition. So he's gonna spill some light for you on this topic today. Now, obviously, with all that keto hype out there, we really wanted to give you some breakthrough information to clarify things for you as much as possible. I know a lot of you are confused about, there's been so much information about different diets, and we want to give you some clarification on this. So, ketogenic diet is arguably the most popular diet right now in the whole entire world. Okay, a lot of celebrities have claimed that they're on this diet, and that's what actually helps to keep them fit and looking great. Particularly, one celebrity that sort of springs to our mind is Halle Berry. She claims that she's been using keto diet for quite a while, and that's what actually keeps her looking great and keeps her weight off. And what's actually even more interesting, she claims that she actually suffers from diabetes type 1. So she claims that a keto diet actually helps her control her diabetes. So yeah, interesting information there. And so I'm going to quickly introduce Gavin and why he is so qualified to speak on this subject. So Gavin is a nutritional coach, properly certified by Precision Nutrition. He is a certified personal trainer as well, and that's what actually makes him so invaluable because he's got this nutritional side to him, but also he's also a personal trainer, which the exercise and nutrition is so important if you can combine them together. He's also he's got a personal experience of losing and keeping the weight off. I think we should have attached the old pictures of you, Gavin.
Yeah, exactly.
The before and after. So yes, he actually managed to lose the 20 kgs off, which makes him qualified to speak on the subject. And he's worked with a number of clients, and he's helped a lot of people lose weight, feel better, get more energy. So he's done it all. That's why we're going to ask him a few questions today. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. Right. Okay. So, Gavin, first of all, as an introduction, can you give us information about what is ketogenic diet? What does it actually mean?
So ketogenic diet, like as you said about it, it's a new craze right now, but it's actually not. It's been going on for like 100 years or so. And in 1911, I think it was, where some Parisian doctors kind of discovered this ketogenic diet simply because to help kids get over epilepsy. What ketosis does and ketogenic diet does, it puts your body in similar condition to fasting. So there's lots of benefits to fasting, and we could even do another video on that later down the track as well. A lot of health benefits, but when the kids got epilepsy, it's not really good to be starving a child for a couple of days, to stop them having epileptic fits. So they stumbled across the ketogenic diet, where they eliminate carbohydrates from your diet. The diet consists mainly of fat and meat and protein, and it helps stop, if you like, the effects of epilepsy. So it's been around since 1911, so a long time ago. And then obviously there have been studies along, throughout the ages, through all the years, and where we are right now. And obviously, it does have some benefits if you've got neurological problems and everything else, but for the general population, which is what we're going to talk about, certainly people over 40 who are generally normal people who just want to lose some body fat, okay, we need to address that right now. So that little chart on your screen there, okay, the PN mixed meal is just a meal we kind of promote with as part of my nutrition type side of it. And it's basically it's how you divide up your food on the plate. So you're 30% protein, 40% carbs, and 30% fat. So the carbohydrates usually come from complex carbohydrates like vegetables and fruit and all those sorts of things. Then you got paleo and ketogenic are quite similar as well. So if you're somebody who likes to do CrossFit, or people do CrossFit, they talk about paleo all the time, and there's lots of paleo snacks and paleo breads and all this sort of thing. And the paleo meal is a higher protein diet, very low carbs and moderate fats. Then you got the other one, which is just a low carb meal, and you got mostly protein, 10% carbohydrates, and 50% fat. Then you got the ketogenic meal, which is at the bottom, and this is where it gets a little bit tough for us, because it's actually low protein, very, very low carbs, and you're looking mostly fat. So when you're looking at a plate of foods, let's just say for breakfast, most of us eat, some kind of cereal or bread or toast. All that goes out the window, and you're pretty much eating fatty bacon, eggs, and butter, oozing with butter. It might sound okay for a little while. I must admit, I did try this diet a long time ago, and give yourself a week of eating bacon and fat, and I tell you what, it's not pleasant at all. So what it means is that it becomes very, very restrictive. It's very, very difficult to do, and there's a bunch of side effects that we go into in a minute. So that's basically what the ketogenic diet is. It's very, very high fat, fairly low protein, and very, very low carbs. And that's what it kind of is.
Cool. So I guess, in your opinion, does it actually work?
So it's kind of two sides to this coin. Like I said, touched on earlier on, if it helps with neurological diseases. So if you're eating for this way for a proper reason, then yeah, it can work. Does it? Can you lose weight with it? Yeah, you can lose weight in it, and simply because if you eliminate carbohydrates from your diet, what happens is when you take carbohydrates into your body, it obviously converts to glucose and glycogen, which is just the body's energy, and your body uses it to keep going, and your brain uses it as well. But if you eliminate carbohydrates from your diet, what happens is that you lose a lot of water weight, because for every gram of carbohydrate you take in, it needs 2 grams of water to metabolize the carbohydrate, which means that when you remove carbohydrates from your diet completely, you're losing lots of water weight. So you get really, really quick weight loss. It's not fat loss. So I'm going to ask you one question. If you were to stand in now as you are and you want to lose, say, let's say 10 kilos, if you were the same weight as you are now, but you were actually very, very lean and toned and muscular, male or female, doesn't matter, would you care about your weight? And the answer is you probably wouldn't really care about your weight. You think that losing weight would make you look slimmer and feel better, and it's not actually the case. Okay, we talk about body composition. So looking at body composition, it doesn't really work, long term for fat loss, because the initial weight you lose is going to be simply water weight. But obviously, on the other side of that as well, if you cut out a complete food group from your diet, like protein and carbohydrates, you usually eat less calories, which means that you're going to lose weight from less calories. And you can, if you for example ate a normal meal, so you'd have chicken, you'd have rice, and you'd have vegetables. If you take the rice away from your meal and you just got chicken and vegetables, that's more of a low carb paleo type meal. So all you've done is you've cut out 300 calories from that one meal of rice and carbohydrates. So if you did that over 3 times, that'd be 900 calories less what you're eating. So therefore, it works in that respect simply because you're restricting calories. So in that respect, it can work, but there's a much better way to do it, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Okay. So you sort of mentioned that if you're on a keto diet, you sort of tend to lose a bit of fluid, a bit of water from your body. Yeah. So could you say that you actually get dehydrated on being on a keto diet?
I think you can do. Obviously, they do promote drinking lots of water. Because if you're eating lots of protein and fat, you kind of need that to metabolize as well. So yeah, you probably can do. That's probably one of the side effects that you get from a keto diet. It's getting pleasant. So yeah.
So if you decided to go on a keto diet, you basically have to drink more water.
That's right. Yeah, lots of water, which is a good thing anyway, isn't it?
Absolutely. And yeah, okay, so you kind of touched on it, but can you explain a little bit more detail? How does it actually work?
Right. So ketosis, okay, when you're talking about paleo, it means you got keto, sorry, you go into a state of ketosis, and it's quite a fine balance. And if you were to fast, the state of ketosis happens for 3 days, so it's quite a long time without food. And what it does is that because your body, our body needs glucose to run. Basically, it's the energy, the carbohydrates, the energy we need to fuel our bodies, our workouts, our brain, all the mental thinking power. Everything needs glucose. So if you eliminate glucose, your body no longer has an energy source. So what it does, our bodies are really amazing. It will then start to release the fatty acids from the fat cells in the body, and it goes into the liver. They bond with something called acetyl-CoA, and then they make something called ketones. And it's pretty cool. It's a pretty good way to do it. Then the ketones are made in the liver. The liver releases the ketones into the bloodstream, and then the cells, whatever cell needs the energy, will grab these little ketones and do it. And that then gives you the energy. So I guess if you were to look at it in an easy sense, glucose would be petrol on a fire. So you throw petrol on a fire, big spark of energy. And ketones of fat would be chuck a log on a fire. So if you need fast energy like right now, you need the glucose, and we need the kind of fast energy. If you just put a log on the fire, yeah, sure it'll burn, but it'll take a little bit longer to get going, and that's where the lethargy comes from, and the sluggishness and tiredness, which we'll talk about in a second. So that's pretty much how ketosis works. Without the carbohydrates and fuel in your body just makes do and does a little chemical reaction, produces ketones to act instead of glucose to give you energy to function. That's basically how it works.
So to summarize it, basically what happens is that because you're starving the body of glucose, which is your carbohydrates, you give the body no other choice but to start burning fats.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. That makes sense. So what about specifically about people over 40? Is it? I mean, okay, if let's say that the goal was to lose weight, or maybe any other goal, what's the risk for people over 40?
Well, not really. I don't believe it is, and simply because I got 2 hours on the screen in metabolism and nutrient density. Okay? As we get older, as we get hit 40, our metabolism slows down. No doubt about it. You can kind of offset that with exercise and nutrition as well. But your body, when your metabolism slows down, it simply means you've got to eat less calories to maintain a healthy weight. It's just unfortunate that's the way it is. So as you get older, your nutrient density needs to go up. So you need to eat a better quality of foods to give you the minerals you need from less calories. So, you know, you could say like a kilo of kale, for argument's sake, is like 200 calories. I don't know, just shouting out there. You know, that's lots of vitamins and minerals in there. And, you know, a slice of, say, a cake or something like that would be 400 calories. There's 0 nutrients in it. So you need to sort of weigh that up. So if you're eating lots of bad food, you're going to, as you get older, put weight on, eat less nutrients, and you're going to be, you know, quite sick and sluggish and overweight. So as you get older, you're going to be really, really mindful. It's not really worth the risk, because as you get older, it gets even harder to break those old habits. And you know, if you're out of shape, it just gets worse. You know, as you get older and older, you know, if your nutrition isn't in spot on, it's going to get worse and worse. It's going to feel worse and worse as you get older.
Okay. So, yeah, just to go into a bit more detail about the keto diet. So what are can you give us a little bit more information about the pros and cons of the keto diet?
Yeah, so like, you know, we're not here to bash the keto diet, we're just here to give you some information. So the pros are, I mean, if you want fast weight loss and you don't really care what that weight is, and you just want to see some numbers drop on the scales, then it's absolutely a pro. You know, it does work in that respect. And it does help with certain medical benefits, as we spoke about diabetes and epilepsy. And if you have got those things in the day, you know, you see your doctor, and there'll be medication, all that sort of thing surrounding that. So don't just think this is going to cure your epilepsy, because that's not what it's about. But there are some pretty nasty downsides to it as well. And there's a couple on the board, and I've got a couple here as well. So you got impaired concentration, low mood and energy. And as I talked about just now, it's simply because your body is using fat for energy, and it's a little bit slower to do. So you know, you get pretty sluggish. You get like a hangover. And when I did it personally, you feel really groggy for a long time in the morning. And if you're like me, you know, drink a couple of cups of coffee to get you up, you know, but in the evening, that's not a good thing to do either. So there's absolutely no muscle gaining properties with this as well, because usually eating less calories, and you need carbohydrates to build muscle. So as you get older, you need to be stimulating muscle to keep your metabolism firing, so you can eat a little bit more and, you know, function a little bit better. So that's going to be a massive downside to you. You get nutrient deficiencies. If you're only eating 5% carbohydrates from your diet, all you're going to be eating is very minimal amounts of leafy greens, if you like you know, cabbage, spinach, kale, and you know, that's pretty much where it comes down to. Therefore, you're missing out on fiber. You're missing out on really essential nutrients and minerals, because obviously in butter and fat, you know, there's not much in there. It's just fat. Same with protein, and you know, if you're eating lots of fatty meats and stuff, you got protein, absolutely, but you haven't got the, you know, the minerals, vitamin C's, all that sort of stuff as well. That's really bad for you. So with that as well, we're talking, if you do it for a long time, you'll end up with osteoporosis, high risk of bone fracture. So as you get older and you start hitting 40, 50, 60, if you're on a sole keto diet, you're not getting any nutrients in your body. So, you know, if you were to fall over, you know, as older guys do, older people do, you're going to end up risking a serious break because of osteoporosis and you sort of thin, brittle bones, if you like. Not only that, it's really, really hard socially. You know, if you ever go for a meal and you're on a keto diet and you go to 90% of the eateries you go to, you know, you can't eat anything. All you're going to have is a steak. You know, that's pretty much what you're going to be done. And you can't do it. It gets really, really hard all the time. You know, and you end up, you know, ostracizing yourself from your friends and family, not going out and all the other benefits of getting older that you want to enjoy. So we spoke about concentration low. So you get other things as well. You know, without any fiber in your diet, you're going to end up with gastrointestinal disturbances. So you can end up with you can end up with diarrhea. You can end up vomiting a lot, or you'll be really, really constipated. And none of those things are very, very pleasant. Again, we touched on nutrient deficiencies. You can get muscle cramps and weaknesses as well. That could be down to, although I don't know, it could be down to like dehydration. You know, because obviously you're not getting as much fluid in. Yeah. Things like there's been reports of people losing their hair on the keto diet, increased inflammation. You know, because you're getting too many omega-6 fats and not enough omega-3s. Then with all the other stuff going on, it's a high risk of infection, and you get sick all the time. And if you put your children on it, you know, they don't tend to grow as well. It hinders their growth because you're not getting all the nutrients they need. So some pretty downsides to the keto diet, and obviously that's why we don't kind of recommend it.
So if you're a person over 40 and you're kind of trying to keep yourself fit and healthy by exercising, you know, going for a run, a swim, doing like a gym class or something like that. Obviously, you mentioned about having sort of weak muscles on this diet.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sounds a bit counterproductive. You probably wouldn't be able to perform to your highest level.
Right.
So, I mean, even though this diet, you know, it burns possibly more calories, but because you can't exercise, well, you wouldn't be able to exercise properly. You can't burn these calories, you know, any other way. So, to me, it sounds like it's a bit counterproductive in that way, isn't it?
That's right. I've got a client currently who's done amazingly well. He's basically around about 5% body fat right now. You know, and he eats some crazy like 3,500 calories a day. He's only 26, 27, and he obviously heard about the keto and he had to go with it. And whereas he, you know, he's very strong, he's very fit, and he trains because he's a motorcycle racer. That's what he does. Anyway, he said after the first week or two on the keto diet, his gym sessions just plummeted. He couldn't get up in the morning as well as he did. As soon as he introduced carbs back into his diet, his workouts improved, his mood improved, everything improved. You know, and these are some real life examples of the transition, you know, that it makes. So yeah, it's not good. It's not good at all.
So carbs are not all that evil.
No, they're not. Absolutely not.
And okay, so we've discussed the side effects of the keto diet, and there's a few. In fact, there's 13 of them, but we discussed. So, okay, well, what are the alternatives in terms of dieting?
All right, so in the day, I guess your dieting word needs to be thrown in a rubbish bin because you know if you're on a diet, it means you're going to be off a diet. That's basically what it is. You need to try and change the whole attitude around your health and fitness, and come up with like just a different way, a new way of doing something. You eat every day anyway, and all you need to do is have you know, a balanced meal. And it sounds so simple, but people really struggle with it. And as we go back to that slide from the beginning about the proper meal, you know, you want to have about 30% proteins, 40% carbohydrates, and then the rest from fats, good fats. So what you need to do is if you divide your plate up, divide it up into thirds if you like, and each one is going to be one's protein, one's vegetables, and one's going to be, you know, complex carbohydrates. It really is that simple, and if you do that consistently, you're going to be okay. Then obviously you need to exercise, and when we say exercise, you don't need to do hours and hours of cardio. Okay, and cardio is really old as well. It's very beneficial, but it's not going to really help you long term. As we spoke about, you increase metabolism, and weight training or resistance training does that. With that, then comes lots of other health benefits as well, just like, you know, keeping your bones strong, keeping your muscles and ligaments strong, keeping you strong. So as you get older, you know, you're a bit more durable, you'll be able to do more things as you get older. Eat nutrient-dense food. So when we're looking at nutrient-dense food, it's simply, you know, fruit, vegetables, nuts, legumes, all those sort of things. Just, you know exactly what it is. You just need to put it on your plates. And like I said, you know, you need to buy it and learn to prepare those foods, and that's basically what it is. And you need to get some sleep as well. Rest and recovery is a massive thing. As you get older, you probably find you need a little bit more sleep. And I did an interview with a breathing sleep expert this week as well, and she recommends 7 to 9 hours. But in saying that, how you feel, you could feel amazing on 6 hours sleep. And if you do, all good, you have 6 hours. But if you don't, then you need to have a bit more. But all that sounds very difficult. But when we're looking at this, you just need to change your habits, because, you know, you're used to, if you're overweight right now and fit right now, you're a result of your habits. You're a result of the things that you do right now, or even don't do, if you want to take it away. So all you need to do is just get this train moving. Okay, is pick one thing and work on it, and, you know, and work on it daily. So let's just say, you know, the whole diet thing sounds too hard. Go and exercise 15 minutes every single day. Let's just get something moving. Get some small wins and feel better about yourself. Then introduce a small nutrition change. Could just be eating more fruit and veg. Could be eating more proteins. But just do it moderately. You know, it doesn't have to be you know, restrictive. It doesn't have to be painful. You can actually eat very good, nice, tasty foods. A lot of it as well, to be honest with you, if it's nutrient dense, because they're usually lower in calories. So that's the alternative. It's not sexy, unfortunately. It's not you know, it's not breaking, you know, science and anything else. It's literally just, as somebody said to me, eat like your grandparents. You know, meat and 2 veg, then you'll be fine. And it's true. It is. You know, and just do that, and you'll be absolutely good.
So it really comes down to the basics, isn't it?
Yeah, the basics and balance, and, you know, not going extreme. You know.
Okay. So, yeah, one of the things that we were going to discuss today is So the keto diet, how does it compare to the diets of people who lived over the age of 100? So we've actually done a bit of research with our Growing Younger program that we're going to sort of tell you a little bit later. And essentially, there are parts of the world, different countries that actually, where people are known to live a lot longer than average. Okay, so particularly places like Okinawa in Japan, Sardinia in Europe, Ikaria in Greece, and Costa Rica in Central America. So all these places, they're known to have a lot of high percentage of people over 100.
Yeah.
And so how do their diets compare to the keto diet?
Well, they just eat balanced meals, you know, and that's it. You know, I think in Okinawa, for argument's sake, they eat a lot of fish, don't they? So, you know, they got, and then they socialize in groups, they eat groups anyway, but they eat lots of fish and lots of sea vegetables, and, you know, they eat what we should eat, and they do it as part of their culture. They haven't got access, I suppose, to the McDonald's and the convenient foods that we've got access to. You know, same as, you know, we've got the Mediterranean as well. The Mediterranean diet is renowned for being, you know, very, very healthy. You know, you just got to look at fresh vegetables and obviously a bit of red wine as well. You know, that's the thing. But yeah, if you look at the Western diet as it is, you know yourself, it's absolutely dreadful. You know, the absolute crap that's in our diet is bad. And they're not trying to completely eliminate carbs from the diet. That's right. Not eat carbs. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they eat a balanced meal of healthy, nutrient-dense meals. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So that gives you some ideas if you want to live past the age of 100. There you go. So final verdict given, keto diet. So I'll give it a thumbs down, just because of all the things you've spoken about. Big massive thumbs down. I mean, if you don't care about the things you've spoken about, then, you know, go hard and fill your boots with a ketogenic diet. But I'll pretty much guarantee you right now that if you start it, you won't be doing it in a month's time. It'll be very, very difficult to do. So I guess a thumbs down from me. Yeah. So it's like a quick fix, isn't it? Like if you need to lose weight by 2 weeks, you know. But it's not sustainable. No, that's right. No, that's right. It's not sustainable. And like I said, if all you care about is the weight on the scales, then, you know, absolutely give it a crack. But yeah, I would do it again. I know my clients won't either. So. Right. Okay. Now that we've given you quite a bit of information, hopefully you've enjoyed it and you've actually, you know, drawn some useful info from it. Sometimes, you know, even though we try to kind of explain as much as we can, it can be a little bit overwhelming, can be a little bit confusing, but don't panic. So I briefly mentioned before that we've been running this program that we call it Growing Younger program, because it essentially aims to reduce your biological age. So Gavin and I have started it back in December 2016, and we've had a few people going through this program during this time. So essentially, it's a program that combines. Okay, it's a program that specifically targets people over the age of 40. Okay, so if you're over 40, you probably you might be eligible for it. So it combines personal training with precision nutrition system. So there's a bit of nutritional coaching combined with personal training, and I think that's the key. That's what actually makes it so successful. Sure, yeah. We were quickly going to tell you about some results that we've managed to achieve for some of our clients. I think a lot of people, the mistakes they make, they go join the gym and they start exercising. They sort of, it makes them hungry, and because their diet is still all over the place, the extra hunger they get, they actually start eating more of the bad thing that they've been eating. Yeah. And so instead of losing weight, they're actually gaining weight. So because we're including this nutritional aspect, it's so useful, and it makes a whole lot of difference. So I was going to go into that. The top of this, hybrid personal training. Okay, that's one of the other really, really success factors that we've been running as well, because it's personal training, but it's a bit different the way you'd expect. So with regards to me, okay, I see all our clients, depending on what package they use, about every 5 to 6 weeks usually, and everyone does their workout from home, or maybe 90% of our clients do at home, I think. And what you get a solid, complete training program that I take you through and coach you through and make sure you can do it properly. Then you go away, and we do things through an app which we talk about, which is very, very cool. And you know, I can train you from this. I don't need to be with you counting reps and beasting you. So it's not personal training in the sense that I'm going to come along, I'm going to smash you, make you all tired, and so that's not how it works. And that's what's really, again, another point what's special about this program. Because no one else really does what we do right now. And that in itself lowers the price just a little bit to make it a little bit more affordable for you guys. So you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars a week on personal training to get the results you want. You can actually pay a bit less. And that they're the two things that really, really make it. And obviously, Alex as well, being a physio, it's really good to have his advice. Any issues that come out of it, or any muscle imbalances that he finds, or injury that you have, he tells me, and other things I wouldn't just generally pick up on. And then we create the absolute perfect program customized for you to get the results that you want. And it's very, very powerful, and it works really, really well.
Okay, so just to quickly run through another what other features that we offer with the program. So you get 5 days per week unlimited phone and email support, so you can call or email either Gavin or myself. If you have any questions, any difficulties along the way. So basically, we hold your hand along the way. You never feel like you're on your own. Like, it's as opposed to joining a gym where you join and you may never turn up again for the next year. You still keep paying your fees, but the gym, generally most gyms don't care if you're coming back or not. Okay, as long as you keep paying your membership fees.
Right.
We're very different. We make sure you get results. We hold your hand along the way. We guarantee results, in fact, like, as long as you do your part. So yeah, as Gavin mentioned, physio and personal trainer working in collaboration. So we talk to each other, we communicate, we make sure that we're creating the best environment for our clients to achieve their goals. You also get so easy to use phone app, which Gavin has touched upon. So that actually helps to track your progress. So we can actually see on our end what, if you're actually achieving progress or not. And you get access to our exclusive Facebook group. We are very, very much like-minded individuals are also achieving results. So you can exchange ideas, just be a part of the environment, which is actually, it brings that sort of social aspect into it, which is actually really, really great. And so, yeah, if you don't have gym membership or you don't like gyms, that's fine, because we work with you. We can actually give you a program that you can do at home. Okay, so no need for gym. And yes, we guarantee that you will become 2 years biologically younger according to our measuring method in 3 months, as long as you do what we advise, okay, as long as you follow our recommendations. We had a lot of success stories, and we're just going to share one with you now. So this is Penny. She has joined us, I think, was it January 2017, right? So she's been with us basically for 13 months. And yeah, maybe I'll let you talk about Penny, Gavin.
Yeah. So Penny's awesome, and she's done fantastically well. When she first came into us, she was quite out of shape, but now a year later, she's done some amazing things. She lost 45 kilos, which if you don't know how much that is, it's a massive amount of weight. Probably our best part, I would say, half her body weight. I would say pretty much. It's massive. Fitness level has improved. I know she's come off certain medications that she was on before, and regarding our tests, she's reduced her age by 6.5 years, which is incredible. I'm not going to say she's going to live longer, but her body is now in a much better state than it was before. Penny used to suffer from her anxiety attacks, which she doesn't get anymore. She stopped smoking now as well, which again has improved her health. And she just feels fantastic. And what's really, really cool about Penny as well, she had such a good experience with us that she's been inspired now to become a personal trainer herself, which is amazing. And she's now about to start, or nearly qualified actually, so she's going to start training people as well. So it's a complete transformation for her. It's not just about weight. Her whole life has been completely changed by the support we've given her. But not going to take it away that she's put the hard work in. We've helped her along, as we said, held her hand. She's had a few issues, as everyone does as they go through these things, but she's stuck with it and done phenomenally well. And she really is a testament to everything, really. So yeah, she's done so well.
Well done, Penny.
Yeah, well done, Penny. Good stuff.
Okay. So yeah, Growing Younger program is not for everyone. As we mentioned before, you have to be able to put some effort into it. Okay, if you think that you'll sign up and then you can basically just magically the kilos are going to start disappearing, or whatever your goal is, it doesn't have to be the weight. It could be getting stronger, getting more energy, just feeling better. Okay, so whatever your goal is, you will have to do a little bit of work as well. It's not hard. It's not extreme. Everything is doable and it's pretty simple. Okay, we'll make it easy for you, but you have to be able to put a little bit of effort as well. Okay. So yeah, you basically have to be motivated and be ready to make a positive change in your life. So yeah, because the program involves quite a bit of our own time, we only accept a very limited number of people. I can't tell you exactly how many spots we got at the moment, but there's only probably 3 or 4. So yeah, well, basically once those fill up, that's it for now. Okay. And if you do have interest, if you do have genuine interest in this program, so you're more than welcome to apply to do a free no obligation Discover Your Inner Youth session, which takes about 40 minutes of your time. And basically we'll do 10 tests. So 7 of them are physical tests. They're quite easy and not painful, quite easy to do. And then we'll just basically ask you a couple of questions about your lifestyle, and we'll basically put together a system of tests that will be able to tell you your biological, your physical age. So basically the extent to which your body has deteriorated over the years. Some people might, if you're really healthy, you might actually, your biological age actually might be less than your calendar age, but so far most people do rate a little bit higher. So you'll be surprised, perhaps. So yeah, it definitely doesn't hurt to come and do this assessment. And so essentially at the end of this assessment, we'll basically be able to tell you whether this program is right for you, and then you can make your decision whether you want to join or not, and whether we're sort of right for each other. Yeah. So if you would like to apply to do a free assessment, Discover Your Inner Youth assessment. By the way, we're based in Howick, so I think most of you watching this are sort of in the local area, so it's not far away. So if you'd like to do this assessment, you can register yourself. Just go write down this link. It's bodyfitphysio.co.nz/discover youth, or alternatively, you can just simply call our 0800 24/7 automatic answer machine line. So it's 0800 11 0028. So it's 0800 11 0028. Okay, and you can just leave your details, and we'll call you back tomorrow on Monday, and we'll get started.
Well, good. Yeah. So, like I said, I mean, generally, come along. You know, if you're really somebody that cares about your health and fitness, and you are kind of struggling, come in for this assessment. Like I said, it's no obligation. We're not going to try some snake oil, dodgy sales pitch. It's generally there to help you guys, you know, get fit and healthy as you go into your 50s and 60s. So come in, have a chat to us, have this assessment. You can walk away, think about it. It's all good. But yeah, come in and do it, and you know, you might change your life, to be fair. So yeah, that's it.
Cool. Thanks for listening, and I might see you next time we run a webinar.